reviewing the best budget citrus forward fragrance in the market. This is from the house of Jimmy Choo. Jimmy Choo Man Ice. Let's check it out. But first, let's start with the presentation. The box comes in a white color with an alligator skin-like pattern. It also has a leather-like texture when you touch it. The bottle has a rectangular shape with curved, round edges. Its color features a gradient transition from championship white to a transparent finish. On the bottom of the box and the bottle, you'll find your batch code. My batch code is 04P06N355. The cap features a white crocodile skin pattern with a soft leather-like texture, and it clicks into the crown firmly. Lastly, the atomizer is pressurized. So, Jimmy Choo Man Ice opens up bright, citrusy, and energetic. On the top of the citruses, it has like this chilly, cooling effect on top of the scent, which lingers as it progresses. The main citruses you'll definitely pick up are the Citron and Bergamot. I personally don't get much of the Mandarin Orange. It's more of Citron and Bergamot off the strip or on my skin. It also has some aromatics and florals. I detect a tiny bit of neroli or orange blossom to give it that clean and aromatic feeling with some floral nuance. Okay, picture this. It's a very hot sunny day and you just poured yourself a glass of lemonade and added ice cubes on top of it. That is the closest resemblance I can compare to this fragrance. On the mids, the scent somewhat stays the same, but you'll also get a touch of clean musk and some underlying fruitiness or sweetness from the apple. You won't immediately pick up the apple unless you really take your time to smell it closely. Lastly, on the dry down, it stays somewhat similar to the mids, but it becomes more subtle and close to the skin, but it's surrounded by clean musk to ground the scent. Many people compare this to their home cologne, and I do get the resemblance, but it's definitely not a clone. It falls in the same wheelhouse as their home cologne, Grelando Media Cologne, and others. But Jimmy Choo Man Ice over here has its own personality. Although, I'd say it's a great budget-friendly alternative, especially if you like the style of fragrances, like for example, those cologne and citrus type of fragrances. But don't expect Jimmy Choo Man Ice to be an exact dupe. It just shares a similar DNA. Before I dive into the performance and versatility, I got my bottle of Jimmy Choo Man Ice from Bell Sense. Yes, they are legit and this is currently their on-hand stock. Feel free to pause the video na lang or check out their Facebook and Instagram page at Bell Sense. Okay, welcome back. Now let's talk about Jimmy Choo Man Ice performance. Don't expect this to be a beast mode fragrance. It's a citrus-based fragrance, so naturally, it's lighter. But that means it's something you can safely overspray with without overwhelming others. So for the performance of Jimmy Choo Man Ice, I get about 5.5 hours of longevity on skin with 8 hours on clothes. But around on the 6-hour mark, it's very subtle. For the projection, it projects moderate for 1 to 2 hours. This fragrance is quite versatile in my own opinion and can be worn on occasion, though it can be challenging to wear at formal events or when you want to stand out, since it lacks in a projection category. But like I've said earlier, feel free to overspray this fragrance if you want to stand out. This is perfect at the office, school, at the gym, on field, and on a quick errand. Again, don't be afraid in overspraying this fragrance. I wear this one time on my trip back here to Locos with 25 sprays. Yes, and I offended no one. Kaya don't be afraid. So in conclusion, is this the best budget clean and citrus forward fragrance out there? Yes, for me. And this fragrance isn't often being talked about on fragrance communities or here on TikTok. But people nowadays are not the biggest fan of citrus, neroli, and orange blossom type of fragrances since it's more of a niche type of taste. Since this type of fragrances is more catered way back then, especially when Tom Ford Neroli Portofino was hyped back then. But as of now, I don't see this fragrance getting hyped anytime soon, but I do think that this is very unique and underrated on its own. But if you love cologne style fragrances, you will also love Jimmy Choo Man Ice as well. This is perfect for people out there who wants a refreshing and energetic fragrance that is light in the nose. Plus, if you want to stand out, just overspray with it and you'll be fine. Trust me. Spray 30 sprays on this one and you won't offend anyone. Trust me. Again, if you're interested in copying a bottle of Jimmy Choo Man Ice, head over to Bell Sense. Yan Len, out.